Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. I am trying a new lighting thing, so hopefully that just looks better. It probably wouldn't have even been that bad, but it just got like nighttime dark out. It's only about 4:30, like 4:25, 4:30, and we have like really bad thunderstorms coming in, but I really just wanted to like sit down and record a video, so we are not letting that slow us down. Let me shut off my ringer. So today I'm going to be talking about all the books that I read in June, and it isn't the best number. Like I have been really slugging it with reading. According to my Goodreads challenge, I have only read 19 books, 20 tonight, which I'll get into that this year. So yeah, I've been really slugging it. I've been stressed, with COVID, with, just senior year coming to an end. I just graduated on Sunday. It is now Tuesday. I think it's Tuesday when I'm recording this. What day of the week is it? It is a Tuesday. So, yeah, so I don't think I have anything more to say. And let's just get into the books that I read in June. So, I'm not going to do clips this time because I think I can get through 4 books in one take. So the first book that I read, I do not have with me. It is the Fear Park series, The Last Scream. It is the 3rd book in the series by R.L. Stine. Boop. This is what it looks like. So the reason I don't have it is because all of my R.L. Stine books, once I read them, they usually go to my grandma's house. Someday, once they're all there, I will bring my recording stuff there and record my R.L. Stine collection and all my Goosebumps stuff. But for now, that book is at my grandma's house. So I gave it a 2 out of 5 rating. It was alright, it was just kind of there. It was good. I didn't hate it or anything like that. I think that I would have liked it more if I had read the other 2 books, and it probably would have only been a 1 star if I didn't get so nostalgic with R.L. Stine. But that being said, basically it is a mass paperback book. It isn't really big. I'm trying to think if I have a book that's about the size of it, but I don't think that I do. If you've seen me before, I read a lot of the Fear Street books. Whatever ones I own, I usually pick up here and then just to get my book count up. They're very, very thin mass paperback books that came out in the 90s. They're little thriller horror books type of thing that are just like a bigger kid version of Goosebumps, and they aren't typically paranormal. Some of them are. But basically in The Last Scream, there's this girl named Deirdre, I believe. It is Deirdre, basically. And her father owns the Fear Street Park, where a lot of crazy stuff happens. It's just always happened since the dawn of time, since the park has been made. And they never closed. And basically, we follow this other kid whose name I'm forgetting. Obviously, this book had a huge impact on me. Who is this immortal kid who made himself immortal, and his plan is to keep a curse on the park and make it close, basically. So it's a weird premise. It was pretty good. I didn't write any comments on the review, and I read this right in the beginning of June, so I don't remember it that well. I wouldn't necessarily recommend it. It wasn't really anything to write home about. Wasn't anything to really have a conversation about. So I ate a protein bar to make my mouth all dry. So yes, that's it. I don't really have anything more to say about that. Let's just talk about the next book. The next book that I read, if you see me looking down, I have my Goodreads here on my phone, so I could see my ratings and stuff. And if you see me looking this way, it's to look at the storm. If you see me looking anywhere else, it's just because I have a horrible time looking at my camera here. So the next book that I read in June was The Book of Unknown Americans by Cristina Henriquez. I gave this 5 out of 5 stars. It is probably a new favorite of mine, I'd say. I really enjoyed it. I think if I were to give it a not right after reading, I'd probably give it a 4 star, just because it is a new favorite, but I don't know if it necessarily deserved 5 stars. But let's just talk about the book real quick. So this is a pretty short YA contemporary, I believe. Yeah, contemporary book. It's just a fiction book that is about a little over 300 pages, or a little under. Can I have page numbers, please? It's 286 pages, so it isn't long at all. I got this book last year, my junior year, during the junior awards. I got it as a book award from Mount Holyoke College for excellence in English. So this book follows a different point of views of immigrants that come from Latin America, from South America, and just their struggles as new citizens and getting their citizenship in the United States. They live in Pennsylvania, and they all live in this one apartment building, and you follow one family who's been there forever, who's from Panama, I believe, and then another family who's just recently moved there from, I believe, Mexico, whose daughter had an accident and has to go to a special school, basically. And there's a little bit of romance in there, a little bit of kind of everything. It's a really good book. I think that it really does talk about the unknown Americans and these experiences that we don't really talk about. And it was just really, really good and immersed you in, like, the culture and the language. And this book made me pick up trying to learn Spanish again on Duolingo. And it was just really, really good. I highly recommend this. There's not much more to say about it. It's short. It took me a lot longer to get through this than it probably should have. I've been really slugging it with reading and trying to get back into it more, but I keep picking up like huge books, and then I pick up small books and I'm just not interested anymore. But that being said, again, I keep saying it's really good. It's probably a new favorite just because the characters I really liked. It is a character-driven story. If you're into that, I liked different parts in it. I think if I were to rate it now, it'd probably be a 4-star, and I only say that because it didn't really... I wish it was a little bit longer. Like, there were parts that I would have... It kind of spans over a year, like a couple months, but I wish it had been a little bit longer instead of so short. But, I'm going to say, but yeah, again, it was very good, and I want to thank Mount Holyoke College for sending it to me, and I'm sorry that I read it so late. The next book I read, I finished last night, and that is The Nightingale by Kristen Hanna. This is an adult historical fiction novel that takes place in World War II in France, and I almost said Paris, France. It does take place in Paris, France too. I gave this 5 out of 5 stars, and then I read some reviews on it, and I was like, no, you still get 5 out of 5 stars. I've heard either really good or really bad about this book. I actually had never heard about this book. Oh, hang on. Hold up. I've heard good and bad things about this book after I got it. I borrowed this book from my mother's cousin's wife's daughter. So my mom's cousin's daughter, is technically my cousin, who gave me a couple of books. She also gave me Emergency Contact to borrow. And this book was so much better than Emergency Contact. I love it. And I love historical fiction, so I'm a little bit biased in this opinion, but it was really good. It follows basically 2 sisters from the start of World War II to the end of World War II. They have a bigger age difference, and they were always apart, and then the war brought them together and brought them apart again, and they both have their own roles as activists in the war. One of the sisters, the younger one, helps bring fallen pilots across the border back to safety and other things along those lines, and the other sister eventually helps Jewish children escape from going to the camps and stuff. And it just had everything in it. It had romance. It made me laugh. I haven't sobbed at a book. If you follow me on Instagram, I haven't sobbed at a book in so long. And this book made me sob. And it was just so emotional and so good. And it was just really good. If you like historical fiction, I definitely recommend picking it up. It was slow in some parts. It's about 600 pages, but wow, it's just worth it. I read some other reviews on Goodreads of this book of people who were like, well, it's not completely realistic and they've left out this and I just didn't like it, which is fine. Everyone's allowed to have their opinion. But sometimes when I read bad reviews, I'm like, okay, I get it, and maybe it'll change my opinion a little bit. I don't know if you can hear the thunder. It just shook the entire apartment building. It made me lose my train of thought. Oh, and then sometimes it'll change my opinion because I'm like, oh, I didn't even think about that issue in it. But the writing was there for me. The emotion was there for me. The characters I actually cared about. I didn't feel like there were too many to keep track of. The only thing that confused me a little bit was like some French places and words that I'm not good with the French language or France or anything like that. But I really recommend this. It was really, 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 really good. Shout out to, I forget her name, for letting me borrow this. I'm gonna have to buy it so I can keep it on my shelf and reread it because it was that good. The last book I technically didn't finish yet, so don't drag me, but I will finish it tonight. It's a tiny, 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 tiny book, and I will finish this tonight even if I stay up till midnight because I have other stuff to do. but it is the Graduate Handbook, Your No-Nonsense Guide for What Comes Next by Dr. Clark Geither, I believe is how you'd say it. I will finish this tonight. I don't know how I'll rate it because I'm kind of reading it in an academic way, and Paperback Dreams, if you're on BookTube a lot, I'm sure you've heard of her. She doesn't rate books that she reads in an academic way, and I'd usually rate things like that 3 stars, but I probably will just stop rating them because I don't need to. This is just a little cute little handbook for some advice going into the future. It's just a normal cliche self-help book. Self-help book. My grandmother got this for me as a graduation gift, like a pre-grad gift. And since I graduated on Sunday, I picked it up today. And I'm enjoying it so far. It's cute, it has little quotes, it's kind of telling me things that I already knew and some things that I haven't thought about. And I just wanted to say that I'm very excited for my college journey. I start classes on August 27th. I am a psych major with an English minor eventually. And I'm just so excited, and I think that I will just always keep this book on my shelf as a little reminder to keep going and to, you know, have that perseverance in my schooling and just to be able to learn. So that is what I read in June. I didn't read a lot. I am just going to quickly go through the titles of what I'm hoping to read in July. Yeah. I guess that's all. So the first book I don't have sitting right here with me, and I'm not going to get up. I'm reading Thinner by Stephen King. I just picked that up last night and read the first chapter, so I'm hoping to finish that in July. I'm also hoping to start and finish Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince, which is the 6th book in the Harry Potter series. Lord of Shadows by Cassandra Clare, which is the 2nd book in the Dark Artifices series. I know, just keep picking up big books that I have no motivation to read right now. And I also hope to finish A Tree Grows in Brooklyn by Betty Smith. And July shouldn't really be that crazy for me. I will be turning 18, so job hunt will get a little bit more serious. And hopefully I can actually get a job, so that'll occupy some time. And my birthday's coming up, and like a grad party and all that fun stuff. I will be getting a tattoo on my birthday, so that's really exciting. Like really, really exciting. But that's it. So I really hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you for your continuous support. All my social media is down below. I also do tarot readings, like general pick-a-pile things if you guys are interested in that. And sometimes on Sundays, instead of bookish content, I do Wicca content, and I'm just starting to pick that up. So I believe that's, excuse me, there it is. I always burp noise. It's so gross. I think that's it. So yeah, again, thank you for watching, and I hope y'all have a good day.